Well, the ferries are often working on ferry doors. They don't work on a regular schedule. We put an addition on the house. Next thing you know, there's a ferry door, and that was the first ferry door that ever showed up. And like I say, that's in '93. And it kind of proliferated from there. It wasn't until 2005 that the first one showed up here in Sweetwater. I'm often privileged to be at the table when people come and find the ferry door, and it's a lot of fun just to see the reactions that they have. Mostly children leave gifts for the ferries, and a few times I've talked to the kids who are leaving things, and most universally they left them either to make a wish, like a wishing well, fairies being considered magic, and also to as a gesture of goodwill.
Two sides and like the hallway, and then there's a door that it closes and opens.
I thought they were pretty cute, and usually when I was like younger and I'd come in here, I would like look at them like a lot. I was like actually like fascinated. I thought that was like the most amazing thing in the world for some reason.
I think the fairy doors are really cute. I remember seeing it when I was younger, but I think they're good for customers to come in, and I think the little kids are attracted to them, which is always good for the parents. Yes, I believe they're real.
And if you look closely, this door actually has some features that mimic the outside of the building, including these plinths that are carved to match the exterior. Here are some of the coins that are left as gifts, and a little folded piece of origami, which may or may not have a note inside. I haven't looked. A miniature version of the poster of the ferry doors, and next door is the Microbrew Cafe, which has a little table inside and little wire nuts for coffee, as well as a copy of the Gnome News. Gnome News is good news, is what I've heard.
The styles that were used years ago allowed for more decoration. Modern buildings seem to not have as much. Simpler, smoother, they reflect the times that they're created in. Lion's always noted as the king of beasts, so the fact that you can take something that's of great power out in the wild and then sort of tame it and put it on your building, I guess does say something about the culture that used it as a decorative element.
Stuff like that has stood the test of time. That was architects back then. Everything is basically bland now. I wouldn't have a clue as to what the meaning is. It's better than gargoyles.
The gargoyles, the lions, all these expressive elements are from there's so many different eras, but it's a common theme. It's expression, decorative. It's a great way to express, and you would be surprised how large they are, so that they are invisible from the street. Those are enormous.
Just wonder how heavy they might be.
It's all about competing with each other. Remember, these were commercial buildings. They wanted to outdo each other.
Well, that was part of that classical style of architecture, that, you know, a classical building would have columns on it. We could still do it if we wanted to. I just think the times have changed to the point where architects don't use those sort of symbolic decorative elements anymore like they used to.
It just brings back memories of when downtown was downtown. Come downtown, I mean, you know, you had smells, and the old lion store, they had the full-size lions outside of a couple of the entrances.
People are usually looking where they're going, or they're on their phone while they're walking, so they don't really look up much.
That's what Toledoans have to do, is look again, because you pass by these things. It's easy to have it blend into your life and you don't see it anymore. It's like that poster on your wall that you don't see anymore. Same with the buildings. You got to look around, pause a minute. It's okay. Enjoy life, and that's part of it. Just stop, look, and then admire.
Just like walking through it all for the first time a couple years ago, and I think it surprised me too, even though I've lived here my whole life.
My first time ever in Ann Arbor. Vibrant, you know?
Just smile.
I mean, you got a ton of different colors, you got a ton of different shapes, you got different styles of graffiti. This is art. And this is a place where people can really express themselves and be themselves and showcase who and where they came from. You know, this isn't just a one monoculture type of art.
Ann Arbor's a lovely place, but not somewhere that I would picture that you can just come and spray paint and not have to really worry too much about any issues. I was kind of wiggle around over here.
I really like the idea that everybody gets a chance to express what they want to express, whether it's something crude or something really imaginative. There's so much to take in every time I come here. There's more to see.
Kind of just get as high as I can up here without falling and going splat. But obviously some of these people here had a really good ladder. There's a chance you won't get covered up, but likely you are, but that's what makes it special again, is it's constantly morphing and changing. Captain Crunch over here, he's so covered up, I would never go over that face. That's why I did it over here.
You don't want to mess up like some really nice artwork, you know? You want to look for less more busy areas, I guess, where it's kind of noisy and you can kind of cover up stuff and people won't get angry.
I've taken some pictures here myself with my friends the first time I ever came through here. It was just such a cool experience, so we wanted to have a little photo shoot together.
It's cool to see people in the process of putting that up as well.
Oh, that does look sick.
This is street life. And it's that kind of street life that really needs to be respected and honored over time. If people are really going to be able to express themselves, they need that spot.
That's Jaden. He will always be with me no matter where I go. It was over a Facebook post that Jaden had made. Was the reason behind him shooting and killing Jaden. I believe strongly in my heart it was a setup. He was filled with life. He liked to, make music. That was his thing. He has some music out.
All the eyes be scared to come outside, they playing hide and seek.
He could have been something, and now we're left with what if, or what could his life have been, had it not been cut this short. Well, he had some issues. He loved animals, loved children. His thing was riding horses out of the Healing Farm out in Millbury. That was what he really liked to do. He really enjoyed that.
This is the horse that Jaden loved. Here is Marshall. He was able to ride him around out back and in the arena, and he had control of him, and I think it empowered Jaden. Oh, he's gonna come right up to you. How about that? Huh?
But I'm missing him more and more. The holidays are coming, and Jaden loved Christmas.
He had an old soul, he was a really great kid. He liked to scare me, and now it's I miss it. I used to be so upset by it, stop scaring me, everything reminds me of him. Just not being able to hear his voice really hurts. And he didn't even have the chance to live his life. He just turned 14 the day before he was murdered. That's his youngest brother. He was there when it happened. He lost his best friend. Funny. Not necessarily the class clown, but I know his teacher said he kept the class going. His first day of high school. He couldn't sleep. He was so excited about being a freshman. He stayed up all night. He wanted to be a computer aide. Definitely loved to play basketball, and he swore he could touch the moon when he jumped, so. He played for Longfellow last year. That was his last year in junior high. This is the last basketball he dribbled. Even down to his last seconds of breath, he fought. He was strong and he was capable of doing anything. He has so much to offer the world.
That was the worst feeling in the world, to know that was my baby laying there alone. It was terrible, and it was the thought of me just knowing they just left her and she was there for hours without no one finding her. She was just harmless. No one deserved this. She loved very hard. She was a good people person, can light up a room. She could draw really good. She loved scary things, and this was a good picture. She went to the haunted house. Someone made this for me with Orby beads. Very nice picture, hand by hand with Orby beads. She loved Halloween. That's my favorite picture of her when she graduated from the 6th grade. She loved doing hair, very good at it. She started doing hair when she was like 3, could braid. Like her hair in these pictures, she did her own hair. She's supposed to be here. I feel like she's supposed to be here. She feel like her birthday just passed, October 19th, turned 16. And it rained all day that day, and I just felt like she was crying because she was supposed to be here.